Welcome to What's Her Name? It's an indie horror game, I do believe. Wait, let's scroll down. Well, it's a little leggy. What's Her Name tells the story of a young woman trying to finish her homework. This side-scrolling psychological horror narrative contains dark and depressive visuals, audio, and stories, some strong language, and is intended for mature audiences. Get buckle for indie horrors. The game lasts roughly 20 to 30 minutes and contains a minimalistic interface as well as 2 separate endings. Contains extremely depressing content that may not be appropriate for some people. Movement, left and right, and interact. Now that's just about it. Okay. Let's get into it. Oh, wait, start. Wait, how do I reach the start button? Oh, jeez. There we go. Now we're in the interface. Of all the people who've made their way into my life, I've never really considered anybody a real friend. I've had people who thought we were friends, but it's only ever been a one-way street. People have promised me things in the past, and the promises seem to dissipate with time. Anytime I've put my trust in somebody else, and I've only found myself disappointed with the end result. What I've never understood about people is why they commit to obligations they have no intention of fulfilling. If I order a steak dinner, I eat the steak dinner. I don't nibble on the potatoes and pick at the salad. If I wanted to nibble on potatoes and pick at the salad, I would have ordered a nibble of potatoes and a leaf of lettuce, and not even been bothered trying to convince myself I was hungry for steak dinner. I apply the same principle to any relationship, creative endeavor, or a lifelong pursuit. The worst thing about people who live their lives in such a way is that they don't consider the cattle who lost its entire existence to be on their plate. I can understand that sort of way of thinking. Time and time again, I've learned this lesson the hard way. No matter how many times people let me down, for some reason I still count on them. There's no one to blame but myself. I'd like to blame others, but I should have known better every time. They're just being themselves. A conglomerate waste of space fulfilling others' heads with empty promises. All these lessons I've repeatedly learned, but somehow I still end up here. Jesus Christ, more reading! About a month ago, I started hanging out with 3 other girls that I met in my English class. The strange thing about my English class is it's more of a ghost hunting class than an English class. The professor assigns us with writing and reading assignments, same as any other would, but all the content is themed around paranormal and the unexplained. The professor assigned members of the class group project. We were required to investigate a local paranormal legend. When the other girls learned I was an English major, they deemed me the writer of the group. I wasn't thrilled about working with them, but I didn't really have a choice, as nobody else in the class even acknowledged my existence. I was never interested in the paranormal, but the 3 girls were overly enthusiastic about the course content and the group assignment. Jesus Christ, and when they said 20 to 30 minutes, does that include the reading or after the reading? Sasha was the most enthusiastic about the trip. She was also the most vocal about the group. She claimed there was an endless amount of spooky possibilities and was really excited to take pictures with her camera. Kiki was always disagreeing with Sasha. The thing that stuck with me about Kiki is that she wanted to exaggerate the truth before we even knew what it was. She wanted to fabricate a story so that her project could be more memorable than anybody else's. Emily was the quietest of the 3, but she also seemed most intelligent. She was also an English major, yet somehow had no desire to do any of the writing. It didn't make much sense to me how she fit into the group, and she seemed to want to be there even less than me. None of them seemed to take notice of anything I said. So, I guess we'll have to take note of Emily, the quiet but intelligent one that doesn't want to be there but is. We all agreed to look into the local legend known as Mist Road. The supposedly, stories of the road involved unexplained disappearances, a half-man, half-deer, a ghost dog that roams the forest, and a witch that preys on unsuspecting hikers. I looked into it, and none of the rumors appeared to have much validity. I mean, that's paranormal in a fucking nutshell. I reluctantly agreed to go along, mostly because I had no better suggestions. We had planned to go all together late at night, just after sunset. I hadn't been home too long before I heard from them. This is a lot of fucking reading. Thank God. Finally into the game. Use and to move. What? Trash! I really need to pick up after myself. I'd care more if I had any guests. It's a book I need for English class. Stephen King's On Writing. Corkboard? Not sure why I even hung this up. Kind of very strange movement, but like she's really stiff. Stiff as a board. What? Sasha, hey, we're going to the road right now. You know how to get there, right? Yes? I thought you guys were going to pick me up. We're almost there now, text me when you hear. I don't know why I was surprised expecting from a person and they let me down. Like always, I blame myself for even considering those girls cared about me. I blame myself again for agreeing to team up with them. I wanted to abandon them the same way they did to me, but I couldn't afford to fail the class. I hate group projects. Oh fuck, I hate it too. That was the one thing I hated about both college and university. I thought in university there'd be less of it. No, more forced obligatory goddamn group projects. Hated it. Luckily, there was a bus stop less than a mile from the road. I had a lot of time with my thoughts as I walked in the dark. The thoughts started out dark and they only turned darker. I thought of all the people I used to call friend. I thought of all the times and effort I put into relationships that are now non-existent. I thought about how great it would be when I'd never have to talk to Sasha, Kiki, or Emily again. I texted Sasha when I reached the road. She didn't text back. My phone beeped, letting me know I only had 15% battery remaining. I didn't care too much at that point. I just wanted to find a thing to write about and go home, forget the night ever happened. And that's why if you want to find friends that you know are going to be loyal, you just go with the nerdiest people you can find. Oh, there's already blood. There's already blood. That's not a good sign. Strange textures, but sure. These are blood or mushrooms? I want to think blood, but there shouldn't be a need for blood already. Or the other mushrooms on if it's mushrooms. A well. Well, well, well. How clever, I guess. Oh, man, there's some more mushrooms or flowers? Okay. Also, one thing I'm changed about lighting, if you didn't notice, I have a lighting on my face maybe a little bit different. Not like bones! Where did all these bones come from? It looks like a deer, maybe. I don't think you guys would notice, because I always, you know, like, edit the brightness a little bit, just to make it even and appropriate. But I changed the lighting, because I'm wondering if my lamp, I use a lamp, not a professional lighting source, just simply a desk lamp, on top of my desk, up above. And it's been on the somewhat on the right side for a while now, but I noticed, like, whenever I have the light on and I turn it off, my right eye sort of feels relieved. I'm wondering if my lamp is actually stressing my eyes out. Because now I have a little bit more to the left or even in my middle of the my face. I'm hoping it helps with my right eye not feeling so fucked up all the time. And an abandoned van. I can see a bucket sitting in the driver's seat of this street van. Picked up a bucket with a rope tied to the handle. Okay, let's, I guess, use it on the well, maybe. Yeah, the lighting will be different. Hopefully it'll help me, because it feels like maybe the light is fucking up my right eye. Like, my right eye is basically like 50% blind right now. And that's with my glasses. I can't see far away with my right eye. Not much anymore. Wait, where's the well? There it is. Use bucket. I got a message in the bottle, and I can't get the cork out, though. I don't think I need to go back to the house to do that, so let's just keep going forward then. But yeah, I changed the lighting. Anything else about that? I don't know, I just think it's really fucking with my eyes. It's typically when I'm done recording a lot of episodes and I turn off the light, my eyes feel as if they're, like, relieved. Even though the light isn't directly in my face, like, it still has the lamp shade covering it, so it's not... The light source, the bulb itself, isn't directly on my eyes. Even indirectly as I stare at the screen rather than the lamp. Because I don't stare at the lamp. Staring at a lamp or a light bulb would be stupid. Am I right? My eyes are just kind of fucked up, really. As I ride at the end of the road, I realized I was the only one doing this group project. The others weren't here. And they weren't coming. My phone still had a hint of battery life remaining, plenty of service, and no messages. I thought of texting Sasha again, but it'd be like talking to myself. You mean talking to a wall. Come on, you don't need to put yourself down. I thought of, it'd be like... And that's for crazy people. They tricked me into coming out here alone. They were probably hanging out eating pizza and laughing at my expense while they babbled about what a loser I am. My stomach grumbled as I remembered I hadn't had anything for dinner. This sounds like this kind of person who just puts herself down a lot. You can be cynical and, like, distrusting, but I don't know, like, I've been there. My head throbbed as I took in the woods around me. There's nothing here for me to write about but contemplating suicide. What? I felt a familiar tingle creep up my spine as my vision blurred around me. I knew I was going to pass out, and I almost welcomed it. It seemed like a better plan than consciousness. As the blood flowed inward from my fingers and my toes, I felt a sense of relief in the thought of not having to deal with anything. What do you mean, blood? I came to wondering exactly where I was. I recalled passing out in the woods. I found myself in a cornfield. I wonder how much time had passed. I instinctively reached for my phone, but it wasn't in my pocket. I panicked and breathed a sigh of relief simultaneously. I couldn't have been too far from town, but I still had to go through the right... still had to go the right direction. The path through the corn ended up right where I had been asleep. Ooh. That's really laggy, though. What if I go left? Yep. These kind of games, it's always, you know, Mario style. Right is right. Oh, a text message. But I don't have the phone on me, so where's the phone? Right here? It should be... I'm assuming I'm going to find the phone. I have to hit enter in the right spot. So I'm going to move right and hit enter a lot. Yeah, so that's why there's like a weird white thing in the distance. Oh, wait. My feet? No, it's not there. Where's the phone? Where's anything? Am I going the right way? There's two endings. Oh, here we go. I found it. I'm here. Where are you guys? Sorry, we stopped for burgers. Almost there now. Kiki swallowed a bug. Oh my god, I'm dying. That's the reason why I never really looked for friends in kind of like the school sources. I'm an introvert. The one thing I would nitpick and criticize, and I'm sorry if it hurts any of people who are like extroverts, I hate talking to extroverts. If introverts typically hate idle chat or shit like that. If I had a friend that texted like that, or you know, it's just I have like a pet peeve for idle fucking talk. At that moment, I almost threw my phone back into the corn in the hope... threw back in the corn, fuck! In hopes that I'd never see it again. My arm cocked back, but my own selfish instinct of self-preservation made me hesitate. What if I got even more lost in the woods or the corn and had to call for help? It wouldn't matter. My phone was draining itself from receiving these bullshit text messages. A few seconds later, I found myself asking what the purpose of anything was. If I found my way out of here, what would I have learned? Humanity is a bleak and unforgiving system with no suitable place for someone like me. It's something I've always been fairly certain of. Right then, it felt like an undeniable fact. Useless. Worthless. Waste of time. Waste of space. Waste of life. Nobody would miss you. What have you let yourself become? Sounds like she became a bit of like Daria. Is there ever going to be a purpose? Yes! There is no point in anything. There's no hope for humanity. You can't trust people. Nobody cares about your life. Nobody cares about your time. They want you to give up. Follow the path. Oh, I think this is going to lead to one of the endings then. Oh, campsite. This campsite has been recently used. It's just devoid of anything useful to me. Are you sure? You gonna try again? No, apparently not. Let's just move on, I guess. What's going on now? I lost myself to my thoughts as I aimlessly walked through the woods. Where was I going with my life? What was I going to be? What was I learning at college? Where would I go after that? How would I deal with people like this for the rest of my life? You find introverts. Just find introverts. They're much easier to deal with. Just don't drain their batteries too much. I highly doubt this kind of character would. She seems like one that's like independent and not needy and doesn't drain energy. That's an extrovert's job. Are there any legitimate reasons for me not to throw myself into this pond right now? I used to find peace in loneliness, but now it just made the voice in my head shout out at me even louder. I can understand where that comes from. I remember being there. Huh? Hey, Sasha threw up. She said she needs to change her shirt, so we'll be down after that. Of course you will. That's it, I thought. I'm going to throw myself in the pond. I dreaded the thought of going back to English class alone. Going back to my life in general. A tingle traveled down my spine from my head through my... Wait, what? A tingle traveled down my body from my head through my spine, almost inching me closer to the water. The coward's way out is what everyone calls it. Standing by that pond, it took me more courage than I've ever needed in my life to keep me out of it. Just wondering where this game is leading me. If there's multiple endings, I'm assuming it's a bad end involved in potential suicide, and the other is getting through this without that happening. I'm not sure if I would be playing the game twice to get both endings, so I'm probably only going to get the one ending and leaving it there. So I wouldn't want to honestly go through this borderline walking simulator just to get another ending. Like, I'm assuming the endings might be oriented based on the bottle, but we'll find out. Abandoned hardly begins to describe this house. So there's a cellar door, but if there's anything beyond it? It seems like the cellar door might be maybe a mistake. Let's find out. Because we can move more to the right. Strange, this looks almost brand new and it's unlocked. Yeah. See, that's a bit problematic. Unless there's a dead end here. Uh-oh. Nope, we have to go down there. Okay. Alright. I thought it would be maybe an option of ignore it or go on, but... Ooh. Rotting food! This food looks like it's been here for a week. Gross. Who would do this? Next room. Anything to the right? No. Just banging ourselves against a wall. Let's find out where this is leading us, though. It seems like some kind of weird ritual going down. An old book sits open on the top of a podium. The way of the way. The way is about finding it for yourself. The way is through the stars and the skies. The way is the will that resides within you. And the way is always in front of you. The way is the way, and those who stray from the path are bound to eternal punishment. Sounds like a reflection of her life. Anything more? No? Something bad's about to happen, isn't it? Oh, there's just now a room. What? Yeah, I don't want to... Oh, this is not good. Don't lie down on it. This altar looks sacrificial. There's a dried blood on the surface. I don't want to think about who or what's been on top of it. You know they're messing with you, right? They're in the library right now finishing our project. I guess you need to find another group. Oh, I fucking knew it. Yeah, I know. Eat shit. Being complicit of a problem. It just means you say, well, I want to stay alive so I can go back there and fucking break their noses. There was no way out of there. The road outside didn't lead anywhere. It was just like life. I wanted to pass out again, but I wasn't so lucky. I wanted someone to come running through the door and stab me in the face, but I wasn't so lucky. There were a couple of options that I considered, and only one of them involved trying to stay alive. I decided to walk back through the corn where I woke up and keep going through there. I turned my phone off in case I need it for something other than pointless text messages. Wait, one of those hands... There's a hand on them? What? I stopped at the pond again and considered my own futile existence. I couldn't find a way out here. Not out of this forest and not of this plummeting rut. That was my life. There was only one way out, and it was directly in front of me. I worked up all my courage I had and fell face first into the water. No! I don't want that to happen. Wait, Are you saying that, like, this is just where it's ending and I'm just in the lake now? What? It just ends like that? What? No. Replay. But don't, like, it better not just, like, be, you know, like, replays right from... No, I don't want to redo it. Because, like it says down here, it's two separate endings. I just don't want to walk through all that again. What was it with the whole fucking message in a bottle? There was nothing I could use to open it. I'm sure, like, there's something somewhere, but I didn't find a corkscrew or anything, or, like, anything in the cellar. So it's like the difference would be... I'm not sure where the crossroad is what separates the... I don't know, there just has to be a way to open the bottle or something, but either way, I'm just gonna combine this... Actually, wait, that just sounds weird. I'm gonna just end this episode here. Sorry if you want both endings, you're curious what the other ending is, but if you want to see it, maybe you can play the game yourself. It is always in the description below. You can download the game and try it for yourself if you want to try to get a different ending. If not, maybe another YouTuber played this. Probably, who knows. But hopefully you enjoyed this series, and... I don't know, I mean, as for my thoughts, though, I'm going to combine this with the first episode. This was going to be a part 2 of the series, but it just ended really quickly when I was stopping the first one. So I'm just going to combine and make it one big episode. Hope you enjoyed this, though. If you did, please leave a like, comment, hit that subscribe button if you love subscriber, and hit that bell notification down below for updates on my videos. Thank you for watching, and until the next time, Also, this is semi-creepy. It's like a... Does anyone else see a vomiting clown? Like, it's not a skull, it's the clown there, and it's like... Like it's vomiting tar or blood or chocolate pudding. Let's just go with chocolate pudding.